Hi, and welcome to episode 8 of my vanilla playthrough series of Factorio. I'm Icon, and today we're going to leave that little starter base. I did all the homework necessary to set up the exploration mode. I put up a lot of radar stations, and I'm going to go through all the things that have changed between this and the last episode and alongside of this of today's recording, and we're going to kill off a lot of biters along the way. I'm going to show you how I do it, how you can do it. I'm going to illustrate at least 2 methods on how doing it, and yeah. So if you haven't done so already, leave a subscription on my channel. It helps me a lot, helps you a lot by keeping you informed, and it really makes me happy to see that counter grow, believe me. Alright, so we're going down there. I'm going to talk about what has changed in the factory in a minute, and we're going to kill a first biter nest, because down here is the iron I want to have. Large patches I have scanned out, also coal and copper ore, and there's uranium we're going to need later on as well. The only thing I'm concerned about is the lack of oil. That's really not much down there, but we're going to fix that on another hour, because there's a lot of blank space around here, and maybe we're going to find what we need back there. So the attacks of the biters are growing more and more fierce, and it's about time that I'm going to expand my productions, because that one line of iron plates is not getting my production rolling enough. We need more, but this patch here hardly can't provide enough ore for another smelter column. So it's about time to dive down here, and yeah, so these biters are in my way. They have to go. So the way I can do it to kill off those things is quite scammy and has been criticized at the beginning of the series down in the comments, because it is a very easy and cheaty way to do it. So what this mod Fill For Me does, it places down the turrets and they are immediately loaded. Since these turrets don't need any energy to work, you can't just drop them down and commence the slaughter immediately. I'm not going to show that right away. What I'm going to do here is we're going to do it how it's meant to be without the mod. So first off, I'm placing down a handful of turrets. These are my fallback place. So next off, I'm going to pick up hand grenades. I think hand grenades are awesome to do this job. So now I'm activating the biters, and they're getting slaughtered by my turrets. So next off, I'm going closer, and I'm trying to get as close as possible while kiting backwards and diving back in, tossing some hand grenades, and going backwards. So this is a dance of death that enables you to kill off those biter nests little by little. I think I should place down my turrets a little bit closer. I forgot to brought up a few fish. That's really, really sad. Fish are really good. So now you would place down a few more. You need to load them by hand, of course, if you don't have the mod enabled, but you see here, so now we have that down. Now I can place down a few more, and that's the strategy commonly known as turret creep, because you're creeping closer towards your enemies with those turrets while bombing away on their nests. So now I take those and place down 3 more. It's a lot more fiddly twiddly if you do it without the mod, and I really hated to fill in the ammo by hand. And yeah, the way I prefer to do it, and I want to cut it a little bit shorter for the series, and I understand why people say it's quite cheaty, but say hi to my little army of turrets. Yeah, that's really a cheesy way to do it. I know, but I don't mind. So the regular way, I've shown you, you need a pretty large amount of grenades to do that. And I'm going to pull off those fish in a minute. So you see here, those fish. You can pick them up and you can use them to heal yourself. So once I have a little bit more ammo available, I'm going to clear out those biter nests a little bit more old school, but I hope you don't mind that I'm going to clear out biters a little bit cheesy here, because on another note, it's also airtime. I mean, I can't do more interesting things with our together time here if I can clear out those buddies a little bit faster. But the problem is just I don't like the peaceful mode. I like those guys attacking my base and coming back and again and again, and I have to place down turrets at strategical places and going to build walls later on. I really like that gameplay, and I miss it in the peaceful mode when the biters are not attacking you. So here goes another wall, and whoa, those are many. So the red ammo really is a lot stronger than compared to the yellow ammo. So you have insane differences on the output here. So these do 8 plus 12.4, and these two only 5 plus 7.8. So the damage output is really a different thing. So let's cheese it back, and I mean, there are also worms. These are large artillery units of the biters. They usually guard the nests. These are just small worms. Don't worry, I'm going to get over that topic a little bit more detailed in the future. I'm just scraping it off quite basically, on a quite basic level on this episode, because I'm very low on resources, and I'm having a hard time on getting there. So please forgive me that I'm killing off biters in a very, very cheesy way. So without the mod, I think I would just build walls up here and ammunition these places properly up. Oh boy, there goes a really big invasion. I'm not sure if these turrets can hold that off. So nope, they don't. But luckily the swarm runs into the other turrets there. But well, you see, those biters are really on it to kill me. Yeah, well, it's quite understandable. I'm polluting the hell out of their planet. It's okay. It's okay to hate me. I deserve it. So due to that, I'm just increasing my firepower, and I amped up my ammunition production here by a lot to ensure the production of red clips in a larger scale. But the biggest problem at this stage of the game will always be the amount of iron available, because the main problem around here is not even the amount of raw iron available. The size of the iron patch in itself is a big problem, because I can't place down too many miners anymore on that. So also I researched a lot of weapon technologies. Where is it at? There. So I went on level 4 of these to make my ammo more effective. I also researched oil refining and engines in between. These are technologies allowing us to proceed further. We're going to cover all that once the factory has grown towards it. Right now I've just produced a few engines, or I'm trying to produce a few engines to get a car rolling, because the car will be the logical next step of our expansion. So right now I really suffer quite badly from the lack of iron plates in my factory. So I'm going to stop producing the extra ammo now, because I think what I have in my inventory now is more than enough. I want to divert the extra iron plates rather into more hand grenades, because hand grenades are actually good for other things. They are good to kill off the real big enemies of this game. So as you see here, the biters actually built a little outpost in front of my starter base. Naughty. So I'm going to remove them here to show them who's boss on their planet. So like I said, it's normally you can't do it like that, but I gotta admit I like it. And with Sandbox games, I can't emphasize it enough. Always play in a manner which is fun to you. Doesn't matter if somebody else wouldn't enjoy it the way you enjoy it, because it's your game. And I like to cheese out those biters and reduce the early game pressure of clearing out those nests, because it is a lot harder. And well, I gotta say, there are moments when I like to make my life harder, but if I do a tutorial series, I'm okay with that. And if you end up like me, being a person which likes kind of like turret defense scenarios, but not so much that complicated conquering scenario, Fill For Me is a awesome mod for you. So there we go. Clear out these nasty little nests around my base. This will lower the pressure a little bit. But there's one thing I gotta mention about how biters work. With every nest you destroy, they grow more fierce and they start producing nastier units the harder they evolute. There are also mods which give you a pretty exact readout on which evolution level the biters are. But I didn't include that because it's enough to know that the more biters you kill, the more angry they get with you, and that results in nastier and bigger and faster growing biters. So I think that's enough of it, and to know about the basics. And if you want to know more, go check out some information portals, because I can't whip out the numbers out of my head, sadly. But well, I think somebody might drop down some comments about that. If I would be really happy about it, because I just realized I would have loved to looked it up before the episode started. Whatever. So next steps are quite clear. We're going to expand our operations towards down there. And oh, I wanted to talk about fish, so let's do that right there. And due to that, we gotta consider things. I mean, the starter base has only one real function, and that was enabling us to grow further. But if I look down there, well, so get to that fish first. So these shadows here, you go get close and you right click them, and you can heal yourself with them, and they're quite useful in those situations. Where did they go? There. So here, I'm going to show it off once I have enough grenades. I'm going to show you a little bit more exactly how you can kill off biter nests with grenades. Of course, grenades are not the only way how to doing it. You can also load up your trusty SMG with good ammo and do it by hand, and having those turrets covering you up against larger armies of them. There are, by all means, several ways on how to do that. Alright, so let's get back to that. There's the fish. And now I have my power production here, and I have some things here. But honestly, I envision the future of this factory much more down here. Because what does really bind me up here? Those patches here. And I decided to grow into this direction instead of this direction. If I would have grown down there, it would I even could use the starter base longer. But considering how everything works, I think I'll just pack my things with a lot of items and just restart another base down there, and let the starter base be the starter base. Because connecting this place with this place is a very long distance, and of course it's possible. It's nothing is impossible, but I don't see the real benefit of that. So the game never gives you the same map, so you always have to face different choices on how to solve your situations. But let's build a car first, because the car is vital to the next steps. So with a car, you need fuel for that. You can luckily use coal for that. So I'm just bringing in some coals for the car. And the most important thing though is the car has a big trunk and also a gun mounted on it. You can also kill biters with that. But you see here with a control left click, I can remove a entire sort of item with my with one click, and you can also shift left click and then you only move one stack. So quite the basics. Or control right click for splitting something in half. It's just the same things. Or shift right click to only move a half stack. These things, I gotta say, are quite hard to get into the muscle memory, at least for me. But they are really worth using them. All right, so like I mentioned, I'm going to pick up all the good things here and just fill my car with them, because with these items I can build a new base over there. Because I don't see any big reason to stay here and defend this place, build walls around it. No, it's just not worth it. But it was nevertheless a very, very good starting point for us. So you see here, inside the car, I start storing in a larger scale all the things which allow me to travel over there and build over there without cramming my inventory completely. Alright, so I think building wise we are set, and of course I will be migrating between the starter base and my new base a little bit, because we can't leave this place completely behind us right now. I'm far away from being able to do that. But right now, it's time to sit down in the car and venture on into a brave new world. But first, let me get some more gun turrets. Just realized. So, and some more ammo. You know, you can't have too much of that. Oh, there goes. Yeah, that's a nice stack. All right. So in my absence, I just hope that this place doesn't get chunked down. One good thing to go is check out if all your facilities are covered with red circles of turrets, and I just realized they are not. Right here, there's some hole, and down there's a hole. I'm just filling in turrets which have almost little to none ammo in it, but they do their job, believe me. On those off positions, usually the biters only attack in smaller amounts, and this way I just ensure that they're having nowhere an easy place to pierce through. So just covering up the smelters a little bit. It's really important to do that, because if you don't, your facility might get chewed down while you're not there. And once you start traveling further distances, you will notice that you will take quite a long time to get back to that place, and most likely it's going to be dead until then. So this will save me a lot of trouble without costing me too much. So there we go. I mean, of course, my ammo stocks have been reduced a little bit, so cropping out empty miners here and there, and hitching a ride on the belts. As long as you're moving along with the direction of the belts, you're moving faster. Same goes, of course, you're moving slower if you're moving against the direction of the belt as well. Okay. So, a few more bullets, and a few more plates, and most importantly, a little bit more of the steel, because steel is something I can't provide at all down there. The other things I will be able to produce quite quickly, Oh, I just realized there's another thing I forgot, but I'm going to get to over there with the car. So I really love to have a car because you can always run into your factory. It also damages your car and the items. Makes it painful to navigate between narrow gaps. But it's such a nice way to move quicker overall. So I need a few more stones because smelters. And I'm going to pick up a lot of them because down here there's everything but no stone. So I gotta be careful about that. Alright, so this little place looks quite secure to me, and now let's get into the car and check out what I'm going to do next. So next step will be setting up radar panels here, here, and here, I'd say. Possibly also here, but I'm not sure. And then I'm going to start building a power plant here. Oh, talking about power plants, just realized I only have let's check the trunk. There are a few steam engines in there. Not too much, but enough to get the ball rolling. Alright, let's drive down there, and on the way down, I'm going to take down a few more biters. The cheesy ray. Take them down the cheese alley. Alright. Of course, I'm killing them now proactively in an area that doesn't really need it too much, but, well. Just want to buy myself some time on my old base that, to make sure that I won't get attacked as much. Alright, so I'm going to wipe out that other nest here, and then we're going to progress further. So there we go. Those worms are really nasty buggers. Their attack leaves a puddle on the ground, which continues to damage you when you stand in it. It's a lingering AoE effect. So lingering AoE effect is actually quite a dumb thing to say. All right, so we're clearing out the biters now. Don't worry, there's going to be more nests in the future. One thing's for sure, the biters won't stop coming. There we go. So this way, we're really making very short work out of them, but, well, it's very time consuming to do it the other way. But on the other hand, it's meant to slow down your expansion. Oh, there was one of those puddles. It's meant to stop it from making it that easy. I mean, I know that I'm cheesing the game a little bit. But to make it up to those poor biters, I'm planning a series with very, very fierce biters and very, very hard combat. And maybe to make things fair, I'm even going to play it without the Fill For Me mod. Maybe I'm even going to do that. Because I like challenges, but not all the time. Alright, there we go. So you see me talking, you hear me talk a lot about my guilty feelings, you know. I feel guilty for slaughtering those poor things like that. But at the same time, I'm happy with getting my territory claimed that quickly. Alright, so you see here are a lot of trees in our way, and now I want to introduce you the actual use of grenades. Grenades are killing trees. Trees are the root of all evil because they're in your way. Jokes aside, trees are absorbing pollution, and removing them is actually not really a smart thing. Destroying trees also makes spiders in the area unhappy and angry, but at the same time, if I wouldn't do that, I would have a really hard time in getting through this area here. So I'm preparing a little bit here, and I think today's episode is going to grow a little bit shorter than usual because I have to prepare so much between this and the next episode. We have to build down more radar clusters. I have to fetch more grenades to eradicate those forests. And, well, I'll see to finish a few more of those things in between, because right now we're right in before the beginning of a really big expansion phase here, and that does involve a lot of work. So I left my car out here, so I'm going to pick it up now. And yeah, I'm going to roll the outro today while getting back to the car. So I'm going to bring up more radar coverage between this and the next episode, and once I have all the necessary resources stockpiled somehow, I'm going to get back at you, and we're going to have some fun with these new things. And I think I'm going to abandon this whole place up there, and I'm going to rebuild completely down there. That's a quite unusual thing for me to do. Normally I connect up my my main base with the starter base, or much more I let my starter base flow towards my main base. But in this scenario, the really important deposits were so far away from my actual starter base. I just took the wrong bet here. I was lured by the open fields there, and thus I went up there. So that's okay. We're going to grow back down here, and I hope you liked this episode. It was a little bit of a mishmash and a lot of exploiting the wonderful Fill For Me mod. I think you know why I love it. And yeah, feel free to leave comments down below, and I love to hear from you guys. And as well, I hope we're going to see each other on the next episode. Until then, have a wonderful time, my friends, and goodbye. Also, don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me.